Hello, welcome back. Another book review, and this one. Look at this. Look at that beautiful picture. Can you see that? Isn't that gorgeous? So it's Pagan Portals, lovely, slim. Magic for Empaths by Raven Digitalis, and wow, is all I can say to begin with. Where do I start? This book. Let's start at the beginning. I'll start by bringing myself down, and I will say that Pagan Portals, nice and slim, about 100 odd pages, packed full of information as they always are. And this is just phenomenal information. So this book is not only educational, it's enlightening as well. It literally talks about being an empath and how that can affect your magical practice. It is, as I say, it is educational for me. It was really, really eye-opening reading through this. And what struck me the most, and why I am so pleased that I got this book, is the way it's written. Raven Digitalis wrote this as though he were your friend, your confidant. He was sitting next to you as you opened up and explained things that were happening or had happened to you. And then he was gently explaining them in, I almost want to use the term, like that real friend that you've always wanted, that you hadn't realised had all of this wonderful information, but you just felt that you needed to tell them this. And then, wow, all this guidance and support just materialises. It is written in a really friendly, approachable, but down-to-earth way. There's no woo-woo, there's no fluff, there is straightforward information, but it is delivered in such a soft and encouraging way. As I say, just felt like you were sitting there with a lovely friend who was literally guiding you and helping you. That's how it felt for me. I hope that comes across when other people read it, because it, as I say, the way Raven Digitalis has actually worded this is just so gentle. I know I've probably said that about 3 times now, if not more, but it is beautifully written. So the author takes you through what being an empath is all about, how this can be felt within your magical practice. So it helps you to actually see how it can happen, recognize it, and I think that for me was one of the big, oh wow, yeah, yeah, realize that now. But how to recognize it. But the important part is that they then go on to actually say how you can deal with this, how you can deal with your reactions to situations or to people that you encounter within your magical practice. I use people in the broad spectrum as well. I'm an animist, so I'm thinking of everything, energy, if you like, and how that can affect you. There are sections on what is magical empathy, how to maintain yourself, how to maintain your magical empathy, be protected, be nurtured without giving all of that energy away. And then there is a whole section on magical techniques, magical empathetic techniques. Get it right. So I'm just going to go to that one because that is like quite a good section. So yeah, so it takes up most of the end part of the book, really. Yep. So in it, protection and projection. There is working with crystals and water and the moon and how to use that. There are floor washes, there are teas, there are witch bottles, tools for the magical empath. So talking about, as I say, fossils, eggshells, mirrors, herbs are included. Entering the magical flow, which was flow states occur when we feel aligned, balanced, and confident. Really like how this, and he like here he says, as I've mentioned earlier in the book. So he takes you backwards and forwards to remind you, which I do need sometimes, of where you've been taken and where you're going and what you're doing. There is a beautiful closing meditation working with the shadow self. You have to be able to deal with yourself and your own shortcomings, those things that you don't want out in the open. You have to put some light in there. You can't have darkness without light, and you can't have light without darkness. But there is a balance, and a balance doesn't have to be equal. It has to be what is right for you. So yeah, beautiful closing meditation in here. And I did stick one of my little doogies in because there was something that I read, and so I just wanted to read this out. Empathy is a force that helps the world positively change, evolve, adapt, and enjoy the shared gift of life on Earth. We support each other. That's on page 43, so it's about halfway through the book. And that couple of sentences just leapt off the page at me, which is why, as I say, the doogie went in, and I thought, I am going to actually put that in this, because for me, that sums up what this book is. Whether you realise through reading it that you are and have been a magical empath, or whether you read it and you suddenly realise that you know people who are, you can then share this. The knowledge that you gain from this, you can share this with other people. Whether it's, sending them off to get their own copy of this book, or whether it's using the techniques in here to help and guide them if for whatever reason they can't get hold of the book, or they're waiting for it to arrive in the post or whatever. It gives you, as a magical practitioner, that empowerment, not just for yourself, but for your fellow practitioners. Beautiful book, beautifully written. A real sitting there with a cup of tea, having a good chat sort of book. But so powerful in its message. Highly recommend this, and I will see you next time.